So today is a rest day. I ran twice this week already. Put in 97 kilometers this month, which is getting to be a big month for me. Like I said, I haven't typically been a runner. Um, Anyways, I ran, what was it, 16K on the road on Monday, and then I ran 3.5 with my wife, who is doing a run walk still as she gets back from to running from the baby, and she crushed me on that. She's so fast. And then I ran a 12 on my own after that, so about 15K, which is good. I actually ran the road twice because I twisted my ankle twice on the weekend. Once kind of on my way out on the run, and then once at the far end. So I got to like hobble myself back over 10K and actually dropped about 2 minutes a kilometer. So that was not good. And that was in my Ultra Raptors. So the review is still forthcoming on that. What I want to talk about today is these. These are the Jaybird. No, the Freedom 2. That's what they are. The Jaybird Freedom 2. And so they have two parts. They have this part here, and they have this part here. So this part is an external battery pack, and this is actually one of the reasons I love these headphones. What this means is that I can go running, I guess with both parts even. Well, this is a little heavy, but I can go running with just this chunk, get about 4 hours of battery out of it, and it's great. And then I can get back to the car, snap this back on, and it starts charging up the secondary unit or the headset unit, and I'm just keep going. It's fine. It actually charges faster than it drains, so I can charge it up, and I'll unplug this. I'll unclip this right off, and I'll plug it into my battery pack when I'm working remotely, because I'll use these with my iPad as well, with my Mac, with everything as I'm working, and I can charge it back up as I'm working, and then I'll be able to plug it back in to the main headset unit and charge it up before it's dead. So they essentially run forever. And this can also work in your bag if you're carrying a spare battery on a long run. You can just flip it back and forth, and you'll be fine. Now, some of the things I don't love about it is in older versions of Jaybirds, they didn't have these attached. These are just come on the headphones. They're attached fully. But what they did have actually locked better. So what I find is that over the course of the run, they just kind of creep like this, and so they keep getting smaller. And I have to go, reach back and adjust them all the time, which is annoying. So they kind of start hanging down the back of my head like this. The other thing that I find, which necessarily isn't Jaybird, has been like every headphone, is that this earpiece always comes out. It's just, I guess, the shape of my right ear always has issues. So I don't know what to say past that. And then the other thing to say about them is that my first pair died within like a week. Within a week, 2 weeks? I don't know. It's an older video on there. You can find it where I'm talking about them dying, and they just didn't charge, didn't do anything at first. So they sent me a free pair. That was fine. Warranty was great. This is my second warranty with Jaybird. My first one was on a pair of like their originals, the original Blue Buds, which my wife still has the warranty pair because she doesn't use them as often as I do, or in as crazy conditions sometimes as I do. Anyway, so they got it, sent it out to me. It was fine, and I thought I actually had two battery packs for a bit because they said they didn't want anything back, but I didn't. That second battery pack, the other one, just started getting really hot all the time and not necessarily charging, so I just took it out of the equation. It's sitting up on a shelf. I don't even know why. I should just throw it out. So, and that's it. The biggest caveat, the biggest issue with these is that they creep. They creep. And especially as my ears get wet, and I live in British Columbia and outside of Vancouver, so that means it is often really wet. There are issues with lots of rain as you sweat, that these kind of creep out. They just slide out a little bit, and I got to keep adjusting. Sometimes it's bad enough, like I'm just like push like every couple seconds I'm pushing it back in. I've tried like reaching over my head and pulling out my ear, and it doesn't ever really seem to make a big enough difference to me. Like it still creeps out again in the next 10 minutes or something. So, and that's it. Other than that, they're really light. Generally, they're really light in this configuration. When I have this on there, a little heavier. So on a long run, if I'm going to go more than 4 hours, then I actually try to time having this clipped in to being in a walking state. So I'm on a big, long uphill chunk. If I'm going uphill for the next half hour, this is a good spot to plug this in, charge it, and I unclip it. One thing it actually does do, at least on my set, I'm not sure if it does this all the time, but when I clip this in, it turns them off. So I have to turn the headset back on every time, which is minorly annoying. It doesn't actually show this in the video. It shows the lady, she just stops and snaps it in and smiles and keeps running, but that hasn't been my experience. It turns it off every time, and I gotta go back and turn it back on, and it reconnects fine. I hit the the middle play button, and it just works. It's fine. So would I buy them again is the question. I don't know. The things I really love about them is that, say, like I can basically run them full time. I can unclip and clip and just have it full time on and not ever really have to be without anything to listen to. That's great. But this add-on piece to add on to my like to running, when that's on there, it's heavy and it pulls it out of that one ear faster. It's okay. It's my fun ear, so it's the one that always comes out faster on, anyways. So I don't love it for that. In the winter, it's not as big deal. I'm wearing, wearing something covering my ears in the mountains. It's fine because that supports this as well. So I don't know, and they're expensive, right? They were 200 and just over 200 bucks Canadian, so reasonably expensive. So I might in the future go for the other version, which is similar to the Blue Buds, and I forget what that's called now. It's like the X6 or something. I might go with that just because then that extra weight isn't hanging kind of back behind my ear and kind of pulling and twisting the ear out. But that would mean though that I only have 8 hours. Like I have 8 hours and I got to switch them over. 8-ish, and so that'd be a drawback. Would I buy them like just as like my work headset only? If I'm gonna stick them in a bag and carry them all over, and no questions asked. Absolutely, they're great if that's your use. If you're running, if you're gonna run under 4 hours most of the time, then you're gonna go work somewhere, and you want a set of headphones that'll just last all day for you. They're perfect for that. Yeah, they're great for that. They're small, pack up nicely. Right, I'll throw them in this. I'll throw this bag right in with the clip into my backpack when I'm running, or just sometimes just leave it in the car if I know I'm going to be under 4 hours, and just go for it. Sometimes even on the way up to the trailhead, I'll clip it in so I'm not running off the main battery or it's staying fully charged the whole time. And then when I get to the trailhead, I'm going out for a 3-hour run, I'll unclip it and I'll come back. It gives me a 20% warning partway. As I'm almost back to the car, and just clip back in and keep going. And when I get home, I'll charge it, charge the whole thing. I'll just throw it in a drawer and charge it with the micro USB. So I guess I'm saying, yeah, probably they're great headphones. They have decent sound. I wouldn't call myself an audiophile, but they have decent sound. Sound enough for me, sound enough for running. I wish they fit this right ear better, but I've tried like every single, I have aftermarket versions of head cups and everything, of ear cups, and no, nothing changes. So just got a funny right ear. Okay, that's it. Let me know if you have any other products you want me to review. I've got the review of my Ultra Raptors coming up, and I actually realized I need to do my Nathan Vapor Air coming up as well. So watch for those.